Welcome back to the watch list. Time to turn our attention over to mega cap tech. So how are you feeling about the group, right? It was certainly a darling, a favorite, ran up big, then a lot of volatility. Are there some opportunities now that some of these names are off the highs? However, last week, big week, so a lot of them gained back. Ali Mogharabi is with us, Senior Equity Analyst, West End Capital Management. Michael Robinson, Chief Technology Strategist at Weiss Ratings. Thank you both for being with us. So, Ali, what did Nvidia gain last week? 19% or something? People were watching the $100 line. Did we miss it? Were these the lows? If people wanted to get in there, what names do you watch that may have some room?
Well, certainly we think NVIDIA still has some upside. I mean, just for example, today's announcement of AMD acquiring ZT Systems just tells you what a commanding lead and advantage NVIDIA has. It's forced AMD to provide that full stack software with this acquisition of Silo AI and now ZT Systems. So we're still confident in NVIDIA. Of course, they'll be reporting next week, and we'll see if they provide some good guidance. But we're still confident on that front, and also some of the other names, some of the other players that we think are actually major beneficiaries from this overall continuing surge in AI and AI infrastructure, and that, of course, includes Microsoft and Amazon.
Yeah, and Google too.
Google, we currently don't have a position in Google, but I'll tell you what, with Google, that the reports that the DOJ may be seeking a breakup.
Yeah.
Of course, the final decision we won't know about the final decision. Probably it'll go to the Supreme Court, so it will take a long time. But with that, if these guys are forced to break up, the sum of the parts could actually be greater than the current valuation or the current consensus out there, which I think consensus price target is around 205, 206. So there is an opportunity for current shareholders.
Right. I got it. Michael, good to chat with you. How are you feeling about tech? I know Palantir is a name that a lot of people have been telling me about. It's one you're following as well. But what a run, tech was out for a little bit, right? People were like, move away from tech. And now they're back to it. Some of your thoughts.
Still an unstoppable force. If you look at what happened with the NASDAQ 100, it rolled over on, just going to step back and look at the group, writ large. NASDAQ 100 rolled over on July 10th, went down 13%. So it hit a correction, but it didn't last very long. So for you technical traders out there, it bounced off the 200-day line and just come roaring back. To echo what Ali said, I think that the earnings report, I think all eyes are on NVIDIA's earnings report next week. And the question is, can it continue to deliver the amazing earnings per share growth that it's had, 455% last quarter, year over year. And everyone's going to be watching that to see how big this AI follow through is going to be. And I think it's going to be a healthy report. I can't predict if we're going to miss by 2 cents, or they've been beating pretty regularly. So if it's another beat, the market is going to be happy. You've got to be in tech. Now, you might want to hedge with some other sectors, but if you're sitting on the sidelines with big tech in general, you've missed a lot of gains. Like NVIDIA up 32% in a quarter. It's pretty amazing. I like Meta at these prices right now. I think the worst of how much money they sank into the metaverse is over. They've got a commanding lead in ads right now, and their app machine is phenomenal. Going into the presidential election, I think they're going to have a very strong third and fourth quarter. So I still like that name. I also, as I said, I'm a big bull on Palantir for the long term.
Yeah, what about Apple? Michael, yeah, go ahead. Wait, I do want 1 second. I just want to ask about Apple. Michael, yes or no on Apple?
Yes on Apple. Wouldn't sell it. I hope the AI phone really ignites some sales increase. We're gonna know in about 3 weeks how good that device is.
Yeah. Understood. Ali, what were you going to say?
I was going to say I actually agree with Michael on the rest of the names that he mentioned. We also like Palantir. The same with Apple, and especially, I apologize for not mentioning it, Meta. He's absolutely right. And actually, I think one thing that really differentiates Meta is just how quickly those guys can not only develop their AI technology, but actually monetize it very, very effectively. So the effectiveness of those ads, the ROIs of those ads have skyrocketed for these guys. And absolutely, this year it's an election year, and these guys are going to see political ads come in and out. And then if you take into account that possibly there's a soft landing, not a recession, but there's a soft landing in the economy, most of the advertisers are probably going to go with that digital, more targeted, sooner conversion types of ads. And you find those, on those platforms where they can reach over 3 billion users. And that's Meta. So.
Yeah, we've been hearing more and more about how the election season here is getting so great for these names. When we think about large cap tech, what are we leaving out? Is there any other types of large cap tech that either one of you like?
I'm sorry, yeah, large cap tech, I'm in all of them basically to some extent. There's some that are bad for a while, but I think overall this is a good place to be. We've talked about Apple. Google is one that I'm a little bit, Alphabet, I'm a little bit cautious on that one. I'm agreeing with Ali. I don't think they're going to be broken up. If you look at the Microsoft case, how long that thing dragged out. But it could make the street and analysts cautious on investing heavily. So support for the stock, I think, could decline.
Yeah. Yeah, just a few seconds left. Ali, anything else that we left out in the groups that we watch?
Well, you might think that it's too heavily focused on chips, but I think, especially after seeing what AMD did today, you will probably see Taiwan Semiconductors actually benefit from that. So that's another name that we like.
Yeah. Yeah, great to see you both. Ali Mogharabi, West End Capital Management, Michael Robinson of Weiss Ratings. Ali, Michael, thank you both. Great to see you.